Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Richard here. I'm here with an impression of Curse of the Dead Gods. I bought this game last Sunday and I've been having a week with it and I've enjoyed my time so far. I'm just going to go through a simple run to show you guys what Curse of the Dead Gods is, and the reason why I bought it is because it provides a very similar experience to my favorite game of last year, which is Hades, which is a game that I still play on occasion when I'm bored. So what is Curse of the Dead Gods? It's a roguelike, which means there is a randomly generated dungeon. I'll just show you the dungeon here. Okay. So we can select one of the 9 dungeons or 10 dungeons. This is the final dungeon and basically the end game. We can select, I'm going to select this one, which is Temple of the Jaguar. There are 3 temples: Temple of the Jaguar, Snake, and Eagle. And we are going to run through this temple. There are many routes that you can take, branching routes. There are gold rooms, weapon rooms, upgrades, relics, attributes. Let's cut the crap. Let's start a playthrough. I am going to challenge the Temple of the Jaguar, which is, in my opinion, one of the simpler dungeons to hit. I'm gonna go for level 2. There's actually level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. I'm gonna go for level 2. We are going to start at a gold room. I have chosen a level 2 dungeon, which means I will meet 2 bosses. And you want the story of this game? Good news. Or bad news. There is no story. We have a main attack here, which changes depending on what weapon that you have. Right now my setup is a claw for my main weapon, a dagger for my secondary weapon, and I have a two-handed weapon as well, which is a javelin. So let me show you each one of them. This is the claw. Okay, got hit there. This is the dagger. The dagger's attacks. And this game has a light and dark mechanic where you can raise your torch. And if you raise your torch, traps become visible. If you can also use your torch as a weapon, although don't do that because the torch is very crappy. It only provides illumination. Alternatively, if you put down your torch, you can wield a weapon, which is your main weapon, your secondary weapon. I'm gonna use the two-handed weapon, which is a spear right now. There's also a dodge roll button, which I can dodge. And I think you observed that we have 5 stamina bars or points. And if we expend too much stamina, we can't do our rolls or even our strong attacks anymore. For example, our spear uses 1 point of stamina each attack. Our secondary weapon also, which is the dagger. Right? Now here is a relic. The enemy has dropped a relic, and relics are basically items that we can pick up. Killing a burning enemy restores 1% of max health. I don't think I'm gonna do that. So if I don't do that, I can offer to the gods for 62 gold, which is giving up the relic for either gold or health or corruption. I'll explain what corruption is in the next room. Alright, enough of the explanation. I'm just gonna go through this floor. The dodge roll. I've been very engrossed with this game recently because it is a roguelite and I really love roguelites. And why do we need to light the torch? Because if you don't light the torch, traps are invisible. Example, you can see here. Are there any traps? There are no traps. Dodge that. And because this is a money room, we can choose between a weapon room or an unknown room. An unknown room means it's random. It could be anything. Let's try the unknown room and observe what happens the moment I go into the unknown room. You notice I obtained 20 corruption. What is corruption? Corruption is an in-game meter that fills up the more spell damage that you take and the more rooms that you traverse. Now what does corruption do? I currently have 32 corruption, 31 corruption because my weapon allows me to remove corruption each time I kill enemies with greed. Greed is basically a kill counter, perfect kill counter, where it keeps on going up the more enemies that I kill without taking damage. I'm gonna use the claw primarily because I think that the damage of the claw is good and it doesn't expend too much energy. You see I've accumulated 7 greed, which makes my kill counter go up and I get more gold from killing enemies. Now this is this actually turned out to be a weapon altar as well. I have a Scorpion Spear, Storm Lash, and Lightning Orbs. I'm gonna go for the Lightning Orbs. Lightning Orbs are pretty strong, but they're very expensive. Now I could pay with this using gold, but I'll use blood instead. What does blood mean? Using blood means that I accumulate more corruption. Let's try that. Okay. That is 60 corruption. Look at the bottom of my screen right here. And my corruption is 83 now. Whenever corruption hits 100, it means that you gain 1 stack of corruption, 1 curse, which I'm going to get as a pass through the store, which I only have 1 choice, which is attributes. I'm corrupted now. As I'm corrupted, I will acquire a curse. A curse could either, it's mostly bad, but could be good. But it changes the game in a fundamental way. Drink heartily from the fountain of warm life and ignore the salty taste. All regular healing effects are disabled. Defeating enemies now releases blood instead of gold, restoring a portion of health. So instead of getting gold from kills, I'm gonna get health now. Which could be good, except if you don't gain gold, you can't really make any offerings with gold. But now I think I heal from enemy kills instead. Yeah, I heal 15 life there. So gold is important because gold allows you, look at the traps are hidden. If I don't light up, the traps are hidden. If I light it up, I can see the traps, so I can better avoid them. Now why would we want to take gold? Because gold allows you to make offerings without having to take corruption. And if you take too much corruption, you end up accumulating a significant amount of curses, which makes the game much harder. Plus, we want to try to avoid taking too much corruption because there is something called the final curse, which is what happens when you take 5 curses. And the final curse is very detrimental. Could basically hamstring your entire run. I'm gonna take this relic, which allows me to make gold offerings at a 10% discount. Let's grab it. And you can see I've reached attributes. What are attributes? We have this attribute, which is Constitution, which is basically health, Dexterity, which is damage, and Perception, which is gold and treasure find. This shrine allows us to upgrade our damage or treasure find, or both. But both is obviously going to be more expensive, but I think I'm going to do both. I offer in gold, therefore I don't take any corruption, which allows me to preserve my game just a little bit more. I could go healing, but I don't really need healing. You can heal at the cost of corruption, which is not something that I want to do. Instead, I'm going to go for more gold and go for more attributes in the next room. Why do I like this game? Because it's challenging and it has a very similar feel to Hades. Hades is also another roguelike, but except the differences between this game and Hades is that Hades plays much faster and it's the momentum of the game is, I would say, more more frantic. However, this game is a more you have to be much more careful because it's very rhythmic, I would say. And if you want a comparison between Hades and this game, both of them give me the similar feeling, except that Hades I think is more aesthetically pleasing and it plays in a much more fast-paced. Extra 30% damage for whips. I don't have a whip, so I'm going to offer this to the gods for gold. And a comparison between this game and Hades would probably be this game, if Hades was something like Bloodborne, another pretty good game in my book, one of the best action games, which I'm planning to play at some point, or planning to complete at least. So Bloodborne is very fast and very action. It has a very punishing. It has a very frantic pace, I would say. Bloodborne is the fast-paced cousin to Dark Souls. So this game would be Dark Souls because Dark Souls is a lot more methodical. The lightning orb. I'm going to offer to the gods to reduce my corruption. Nice. More money. Oh, this is good. It's a chimeric pendant which increases all of my stats by 1. Take it. So yeah, if I were to compare this game is Dark Souls, if Hades is Bloodborne. Another comparison a lot of people would make would be faster paced game. Probably this game is I would say like Warcraft 3. Warcraft 3 is a little bit slower paced, but more focused on strategy, whereas Warcraft 3 is a game that's very much more focused on strategy, whereas StarCraft would probably be a game that is more focused on tactical play and mechanical play. This game, of course, rewards mechanical play, but you have to play very slowly and rhythmically. You cannot really rush through it like you can Hades, because Hades doesn't really have a stamina meter to punish you. And stamina management is one of the biggest concepts in this game, being able to time, and this is a Seeker's Mace, which I am not going to take. Doesn't seem that good. And stamina management is very important in this game. It makes or breaks your game, and being too greedy is very, very punishing. Taking damage from enemies, deal 30% of damage taken to enemies around. I'm going to offer this as well. Doesn't seem that great. I prefer to take cash. Sometimes there are torches like this that allow you to permanently light up an area. And I forgot to mention that the reason that we want to take that we want to illuminate certain areas, like he destroyed that torch and lantern, so I am gonna have to fight in the dark. If we take damage from enemies in the dark, we're actually gonna take 50% more. So it's actually safer to fight in the light. He died from poison there. And this is gonna offer for both again. Offer gold. I have enough gold. Let's move to the next room. Upgrade. Upgrade rooms allow you to upgrade your weapons. And I think I'm going to upgrade my claws. The claws seem really strong. This game has dodge rolling, and it has riposting as well. Parrying, I mean. Let me see if I can find a good chance to parry. I'm pretty bad at parrying, so please don't count on that. Let me try to parry. Oops. No, I can't parry ranged attacks. I could, but I'm not confident enough to. You see, as we take more damage upgrades. Oops, couldn't parry that. Because I'm bad. Let's try to parry this. Let's try to parry this guy. Really bad at parrying. Ah, yeah. There you see. And if I parry them, they will get a weakness status inflicted to them for 3 or 4 seconds, which means that they take extra damage. I normally prefer to dodge roll because it's safer, even though it takes energy. Let's upgrade our Venomous Claws. I don't have enough money to upgrade the Venomous Claws, so I will upgrade it using blood instead. This is going to take 70 blood, so it's going to be a big ouch. Oof. Which puts me closer to 100 corruption. And I know that if I pass through these doors, next doors, I am going to get a second curse. Overall, I don't find that curses hurt that much. They can be played around. Sincere offerings. Blood offerings do not cause corruption, they cause health instead. Which is actually good, because I don't want to get corrupted. I could offer health because I seem to be healing a little bit from my blood offering. Nah, I don't need to heal. Let's go fight the champion. The champion is the boss of this area. And the boss of this area is, I think, an aspect of the Jaguar. If you can't already tell, the setting for this game is Aztec theme, and I'm really not that familiar with the Aztec mythology. I think some people are, but it's rare. You normally see things like Greek mythology. Oof. Now that was a magic attack, which has a purple aura around its charge up. If I were to get hit by that, I would take a hell of a lot of damage and corruption as well. Okay, I'm dodge rolling his attacks and dodge roll this too. You can't parry magic attacks, I think. See, you parried that, that's nice, but parrying range attacks does not grant you additional stamina. Not a difficult boss. Once you defeat a boss, he grants you a lot of shards, and he allows you to get rid of one curse. I feel like I've got to get rid of the Bloodlust curse because I'm not making any money. If I'm not making any money, I'm going to suffer quite a bit. I reduce corruption by 16. Let's look at the other relic. The boss usually drops 2 relics. No single source of damage they can exceed 15% of your max health. I'll take this, and I'll take this as well. So perfect dodges. If you make a perfect dodge, you can recover 1 stamina. Now it helps you recover 2. I'm gonna go for the unknown because I'm kind of aiming for more attributes. I can get, I think, probably 2 more attribute rooms here. The theme of this game is Mayan or Aztec. I really can't tell Mayan or Aztec, but I think I would just say Aztec based. Don't need a healing fountain because I'm already at full health. Let's go on. Let's go get a relic. And Hades is nice because Hades is Greek mythology themed, and they have a very modern and contemporary rendition of Greek mythology, which I really love. The character art in Hades is so good. I think this game is good as well, but it's much more low-key, right? It doesn't scream style like Hades does. This game is a much more gritty game. No, I'm just not gonna pick that up yet. Go pick this up. My Venomous Fangs are good. Don't need to replace it, so I'll offer it for gold instead. Why do I need so much gold? I'll tell you why. Because upgrades get more and more expensive. Holy shit. Alright, some rooms the traps are set up very maliciously. And it's always better to light up if you're not sure of what to do. Although there are certain curses that will allow you to see traps even in the dark. Ouch. Let's try the bombs. Not that good. Okay, not bad. Claws of Evisceration. Nah, my claws are better. Offer to the gods. And Hades is nice if you need a narrative to back things up. Whoa, this is good. Oh, this is really good. 12 to the highest, single highest attribute, which is Perception. If I get 12 Perception, that increases my gold find significantly. And it only costs me 150 health. Let's offer gold for this instead. It's cheap. Nice. It's very nice. That's really, really good because it's 12. That's up to, what's that? 12 attribute points, which is extremely high. Yeah, this game is merciless because I'm actually playing on the easiest mode now. I think this is considered as a beginner mode. And I've tried playing the advanced mode. I still cannot get past that level. 33% to all healing effects. Let's get this. And I'm going a little slower than normal because this is impressions and a preview, so I want to make sure you guys can see everything. But like all kinds of roguelites, it's a lot of, it's basically rinse repeat. Go through a dungeon, either die or defeat the dungeon, rinse repeat at the start of the map, and you get certain global upgrades that will increase your inventory or your... either increase your inventory or increase your weapon choices. Okay, the big boy. Death to you, sir. Oh, I could offer 200 gold, 200 for this. Let's offer some blood. Easy. We're gonna get another curse after this. But I got gold, so no problem. I could go to the next place and heal. Chests are sealed and trigger an attack that must be parried in order to unlock them. Holy shit. Must be parried in order to unlock them. That's rough. But they contain one more relic. Ouch. Let's see what this goddamn chest has in store for me. Ouch. Yeah. 50% damage taken in gold. Dang, I am a little bit in trouble here. I would probably need some healing after this. Let's get this. Huh, thought they released another... thought they released another relic. Oh, but because I probably failed to parry that once. Ow, shit. Trap room. That's a lot of gold, boy. I'll drop this, 8% max health. We gotta recover quite a bit. Now what do you think? I could go for a healing room, or I could go for more attributes. I think I'm gonna go for more attributes. I'm greedy that way. If I die to the boss, that's on me. This is a level 2 dungeon, which means I only need to defeat 2 bosses. The true game is where you need to defeat 3 bosses and 1 mega boss, final boss. The game has a very dreadful mood about it. The atmosphere is horrible. Where do I go now? Because the more curses you take, the more of a disadvantage you'll be. Okay. This game has a pretty healthy risk and reward trade-off, where you could go very risky at the expense of corruption, and if you take too much corruption, you can end up hurting pretty badly. This increases the base damage for swords. I don't have a sword, so screw that. That's another relic. Restore our health again. Let's do that. Trap room. Holy crap. If you want a more raw gameplay experience, this game is better than Hades. If you want a more... if you prefer style... I'm not saying that Hades has more... is style over substance. Just Hades looks really, really good. But if you want a raw, more raw experience, I think Curse of the Dead Gods is good. Right, we're almost at the end of our run, which is 2 more rooms, then we'll fight the final boss. Let's get through these rooms without losing too much health. Now these are elite enemies, which are basically the same enemies that you encounter here, except they are much more beefy and they have additional abilities. Ooh, almost got swiped there. Ah, actually got swiped there. Corruption. Heal corruption. Now that asshole keeps on healing that other guy up. Oh, let me focus a little bit. Nice. Clean, 7 greed kills. Continue. We're at the end of this room. This allows us to upgrade our claws 1 more time. I don't think that's necessary because our claws are already actually quite strong. I don't think that we're going to do anything in this room, so we'll preserve our cash just a little bit and go on to the next room, which is unknown or relic. Which one do you think that we should go? Let's go for a relic instead. Plus we have a hell of a lot of perception, so we could pick up we could probably find a very strong relic at the end of this room. I'm only showing you one of the many varieties of weapons that you could use, but there are things like claws, bows, spears, daggers, maces, hammers, pistols. Oh, huge. And this place is just teeming with traps. Nice. Nice. Pick up this bow. I'm going to offer it to the gods for a hefty 350 bucks. That's good. I can do a charge attack here, which is a back swipe, backstab. Ooh, 2 of these big guys. Enemies can get hurt by their own traps. Where some talents and some skills they actually encourage you to lure enemies into traps, because there are certain relics that allow you to heal whenever enemies get hit by traps. In case you're wondering what dexterity is, dexterity increases our damage for 2% per point. So if I take this, I'm going to net 8 dexterity, which means that my overall damage is going to increase by 15% or so. Down to the final boss, we're at half health, and normally I would be a little bit healthier than this, but I went for lots of relics and no healing. Lit and Nepal, the cursed twins. Okay, let's not go too greedy here. This boss has 2 forms, which is the fire form and the darkness form. He's going to transform into the darkness form now. Darkness is more of an assassin. Ooh. You have to take your hits. Nice. Parried that. Oh, didn't parry that. Took it to the face. Whoa, transforming back into fire form. Took that to the face. Almost done. Yeah, got him. Not too bad actually. But I've already played this game for a week, so my muscle memory is a lot better. Gotta go back. There is no story, there's no rhyme or reason why we're doing this. The progress is 100%, playtime 20, which is a new record. Yes! Let's continue, which means that it brings us back to the start of the map. Our outer room. Well, let me just show you some of the other mechanics. There are 1, 2, 3, and I haven't unlocked the 4th one, but the 4th offering table, which give us a random assortment of choices of weapons to start with. Otherwise, we're just going to start with this generic ass machete and revolver, which have no abilities and are pretty weak overall. Now, how do we unlock weapon altars? We need to go to the main altar. And first of all, you have blessings. Blessings are passive abilities that you can enter the temple with. There are up to 3 that you can equip, and you can unlock more of them the more crystal skulls you have. Crystal skulls is a persistent currency that we get as we complete more runs of the game. Next up is this one, which are jade rings. Are only for one purpose, which is unlocking more weapons. There are a heck of a lot of weapons in this game, and I'm still in the process of unlocking some of them. Some of them are extremely expensive, so it's a very slow process to upgrade. There are altars here as well, which you can restore altars. This, I've already restored 3 of them, which gives me the 3 of the weapon altars here. Now what I did was I completed the Eclipse of the Cursed Twins, which means I defeated a level 2 Jaguar dungeon. I could go for the 3rd one, but I think I'll leave that for you guys to find out. And they have events daily as well. That's it. This is Curse of the Dead Gods, and if you guys enjoy this playthrough and you want to see more, I'll try to upload more plays, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.